Okay, so I need you to hear this because they just might take this video down. This is a follow-up to a prior video I created about censorship, and I want to comment on recent events. So some of you may know that it was revealed that the co-creator of Facebook and Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, admitted that he regretted compromising his integrity by bowing to the big bully government. And you may also know or not know, I call them the big three: Facebook, the formerly known as Twitter, which is X, and Google, were some years ago hauled into a hearing and pressured into censoring our social media content. Now, there are so many of us that use social media, not just YouTube, but X. We're using Spotify, we're using Patreon, the list goes on. You have to understand something. We have a government here in the United States that is hauling the CEOs and creators of our social media platforms, hauling them into not necessarily courtrooms, but they're having hearings with them and they're talking with them privately behind our back, and they are telling them that they need to censor what we say, censor our social media content. Let me really get into this because this is really, really serious. Friends, the government wants to control what we can or cannot say on our social media platforms. And sadly, many of you agree with this. You do. You really do. It all depends on what we say. If we say something that you agree with, you're okay with it. If you say something, or if we say something that you don't like, you want us censored. But what you fail to understand is what this actually means. What do I mean? What censorship actually is. Let's be mature about this, because you can't continue to listen to what I'm saying if you do not have any sort of maturity. You see, free speech is at the forefront of a free nation, and the United States was founded on the premise of liberty under God and of rule of and by the people. What does that mean? It means that if we allow the government to regulate and decide for us what we can and cannot say, we are relinquishing our personal God-given liberty to speak freely. And a lot of people don't understand the importance of being able to speak freely, and especially those of you that are very, very young, and even people like me who are young too, but not very, very young, because we didn't grow up in a time where we couldn't speak. We grew up having the right to say what we want to say, even if people don't like what we're saying. We don't know what it's like to be silenced. We have no idea what it is like to actually be repressed. You see, I really want you to understand something. Just because something is said and you don't agree with it and you don't like what is said, it really doesn't grant you the authority to silence those who speak. I think that you perhaps should ask yourself why what people say or think matters so much to you. Why does it trigger you? Why does it make you angry, sad, or whatever kind of emotion you're feeling, to the point where you're like, no, I don't want to hear what they have to say. They don't have the right to say it. Pull them from YouTube. Pull them from X. Take their videos down. They have no right to say what they're saying because what they're saying is mean. What they're saying is derogatory. Let me give you an example. So if a person doesn't recognize your pronoun, why is that a crime? Why is it deemed punishable? I just said what the punishment would be. It might be censoring them, taking down their video, even perhaps filing a lawsuit, because that's where we're headed right now, friends. It's at the point where if you do not address an individual by their proper pronoun, you're admonished. And if you have a following or you're some kind of media personality, you could be canceled. You could be demonetized. You could totally have your social media platforms, poof, gone. Just like that. I think this is downright mean. It's mean. What kind of a person tries to outright destroy another simply because he might have been called, well, he might have been called a he, but he considers himself a she or a woman? You see, oh my God, this is so confusing. Why can't people see that this is all confusing? It's not that people want to deliberately offend you or people are trying to be mean. The fact is, they're confused. But that's not really my point. My point is, what the hell does it matter? Why should I care about what pronoun you possess? You see, I love people. I'm a genuine lover of people. I could care less about their gender, their sexuality, their orientation, how they present. I don't care about that. Because that's not the person. There is more to a person than a damn pronoun. Why have people reduced, that's right, diminished themselves to a pronoun, a race, a sexual orientation, a gender? Oh my God, don't you think there's more to a person than all of that? Why have people alienated themselves to a fixed group, a clan, a tribe? Because that's what all of this is. If you're saying that you're that pronoun, you're that sexuality, you're that gender, you are placing yourself in a group, in a clan, in a tribe, in a category. And you want to be identified as such. Why? Why is that so important to you to be identified? I identify. Why? My goodness, it's a form of primitivism. Is it not? Have we not risen above identifying people by these superficial characteristics? Have we not learned to recognize the character of a person? Why have we reverted to this? That's the question. And it seems to me that people are craving acceptance and love, and that's why it's imperative that we properly identify these people. And we need to put them, friends, we need to put them in their proper category, the category that they want to be put in. And to do otherwise is a denial of their existence. Our acceptance is necessary because it grants them their overall credibility as living, breathing souls. Furthermore, to erase all possible doubt in the possibility of anything contrary to the aforementioned. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that censorship is a one-way street, and it serves those who want to create a reality. That's right, that affirms their truth. I use the example of gender affirmation, but it goes far beyond that. Censorship can extend beyond the government, beyond private enterprise, and even the media. We must grasp the fact that there could be no dissenting opinion or contrary beliefs. Friends, there is zero tolerance for those who have questions, and we know that this is true because people who do challenge the status quo are silenced or threatened. I don't believe that we are at the point of jailing yet. We haven't gotten to that point where we're incarcerating people. But we are indeed at the threshold. You see, this Mark Zuckerberg situation ought to open your eyes to the fact that the United States is not as free as we think it is. We have an administration that is coercing its citizens into really doing its bidding. And a society that believes in silencing anyone it disagrees with, I think, is authoritarian. I'm not finished yet. This is the kicker, friends. Those who support censorship of any kind do not know this. They have no idea. They think that they are justified to censor, especially if the words are deemed by their standards malicious or intended to malign. I always say this. It comes down to morality. People don't want to use that word morality because people don't want to talk about God. People don't want to acknowledge that there is providence. Anytime somebody can say, this is wrong, this is right, it's not political. It's a question of morality. Friends, if you like this content or any content that I put out, please do me a favor by liking and subscribing. If you feel moved, leave a comment and let me know what else we should discuss. Until next time.